So TGT Media.
And
what would you like to know?
That's a good question, and I'll be happy to ask that. Hey all, Kurt Sasso here from TGT Media at Motor City Comic Con, joined today by fabulous special effects artist Joe. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great here to be here in Detroit. I've never been here. I didn't think it was going to be all the way out here, compared to downtown. I haven't even seen downtown yet, so I was just talking to somebody else about I hear that you got some pretty good hot dogs.
Yes, yeah. Lafayette Coney Island is my personal favorite. So
Lafayette
Coney. It's a little hole in the wall downtown there.
And right next to it is Coney Island, right?
Exactly.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's some good stuff.
Hungry now. Can you go out and get some and bring them back?
It may be a little cold after a couple hours, but
I don't care. I got to try it while I'm here. No, it's good to be here. What I like about this is that it's actually a comic convention. There's real comics. It's not Hollywood. There's nothing Hollywood here. I mean, there's no previews of what's coming up this summer or next summer or whatever. So what I like about it is that comics are still alive.
Speaking of that here, being that this is a convention that's been going on for almost a quarter of a century, why did you want to come here, being this your first time?
One, I've never been to Detroit, and I think it gets me out of Hollywood, which is like, it's all the same there. You know how it is. Hollywood is one thing, but Detroit is down to earth. All these people are really down to earth. And they're having fun, and it's great to be here. The weather is perfect. I just wish we had some snow. Damn it!
You're a couple of months too late.
I know, darn it! I miss the seasons. You see, in LA, we have the same weather every day, and that's a bore.
Well, when it comes to inspirations, obviously you were inspired to get into the special effects industry. What inspired you, though, truly to get into this, not only this industry, but entertainment?
Well, in essence, I created my own job, because during the time of the early 70s, there was no models, there were no special effects in that regard. I mean, the only one that I can think of is 2001, of course, but there was no explosions or anything like that. And then Star Wars came along, but I started on a film called Flesh Gordon, not Flash, Flesh. And they needed somebody to blow up the castle, and there was nobody in Hollywood that knew how to do that. So I pleaded with the guy that built the castle, let me blow it up. So if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have done Star Wars. I created my own job, basically. I saw an opening, I got my foot in the door, and that's what I wanted to do all my life. But my inspirations, goes back to, of course, Ray Harryhausen. When I saw Seven Voyages of Sinbad, I flipped out. I said, I want to know how he did it, first of all, because I was only 8 years old when it came out back in 58, 58. And so I said, well, I wanted to be a film editor or a photographer. But I saw an opening, I took it. If I hadn't done Flesh Gordon, I wouldn't have done Star Wars. And the rest is history.
And you've had a wonderful career throughout, obviously. The younger generation, though, is coming through, and they're seeing you as an inspiration for what you've done. How can they be an inspiration to the next generation?
I say, well, we don't blow up models anymore. Take a look at the last 3 Star Wars. It's all CG. And I'm not a big fan of CG. It sucks. It looks like a cartoon. So that's been phased out, basically. But I think it's going to come back, because it's easier to build a model and destroy it and not render it. Take that long process of rendering it in the computer, because you've got different angles and stuff like that. I mean, you can tell a real model on screen compared to a CG model, if you will. So usually say, do something that nobody else can do in the industry and apply it to the industry. So if you come up with something that's revolutionary, go for it, and then get that foot in the door. Have fun. That's the main thing. I mean, blowing up the White House was like big time fun for me. I mean, it's and for the model makers, because when they build the model, I cut it up and then blow it up, and they love it. You know, but they say, no, please don't blow it up. Please, I gotta blow it up. It's in the movie. So the inspiration, try to get away from CG. That's, because practical effects are the real McCoy.
Do you think practical effects, because of your era, are still going to be a very hard aspect to learn in terms of film?
Yes, because you're rebuilding the wheel. I mean, it's reinventing the wheel, I should say. But it's hard. It's difficult. It's all computer. Sorry.
No, that's fine. When it comes to this convention, once it closes down, once you head back to the magical world of Hollywood, as it is.
It is not. There is no magic in Hollywood. There is none. I mean, what was the last movie that you saw that you really felt emotionally?
Highlander.
Highlander?
Yeah, the first film, not the second.
Very first one, yeah. It's good.
Transitions, just the acting.
That was also 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Very true. Yeah. I'm old.
I'm older. Okay.
Sorry, the question I was going to ask. Once you head home, once you decompress from this long weekend, what personal experiences are you going to take away from this convention?
Well, I don't know. I just got here last night, and but what I like about it is that it is a true comic convention. There's comics, whereas San Diego is a big Hollywood show now. And I took a look around the room, and I was amazed at this arena, auditorium, whatever it is. It's what I get from this is meeting the people, and that's what I enjoy. It's like the movie industry. Every time you do a movie, your family after a month, and if you're on a movie for 6 months, you see more of them than you see your wife or girlfriend. But it's the connection between people that I love, plus blowing stuff up.
Joe, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. It's a true pleasure speaking with you here. Being a newcomer filmmaker myself, your movies and your special effects, I should say, have been a real inspiration to myself. And this is just a fun fan moment of mine. So,
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.